Hey everyone. Looks like sound levels are good. You can hear me. We're back in the Iron Man cave. Oh God, I called it a man cave. That was I didn't think about that. Feels a little gross. Hey Sally. Hey Nimish. Hello all of you out there. Working on my coffee, my afternoon coffee. I don't know if you guys are in the same time zone as I am. Yeah, you can't believe I'm actually streaming. Yeah, I get it. I get it. Look. I actually went on YouTube the other day and I was like, man, we did not stream a lot in February, and there's a lot of reasons for that. A, I had technical issues. B, uh, I had after the technical issues, I had actual work issues. Like, I got the realm out the door, and I got umbrella number 6 out the door. Realm number 12. By the way, realm 11 in shops right now. You guys should pick it up. It's start of the new arc. Hey, nice. Welcome to DJ Colors Comics. But yeah, start of the new arc for the realm. You guys are gonna want to pick that up. Jeremy and I are both going to be in Emerald City Comic Con in like 2 weeks. So pick up number 11, get it, love it, enjoy it. Come meet us in Seattle, wherever you are in the country, in the world. Come meet us in Seattle, and we'll sign your comic book. No charge. It's that simple. It's so easy. We're going to be doing the Colors Jam today, by the way. I'm very excited about this. We're a little bit late. Colors Jam has been happening for a while, but I've been seeing new ones kind of like trickling in, so I'm optimistic that you guys can still do this if you want to do this. I hope that if you have done the Colors Jam before, that maybe you can still get something out of it by seeing somebody else's process. Oh, all right. What's up, Darren? You hitting any cons this year, by the way? Darren is a recent SCAD grad, right? Kind of recent. I don't want to diminish you because like you're doing good work lately, and to call you a SCAD grad's like, I don't know. Maybe that's a little condescending. I don't mean for that. Anyway, we have this is what the line art looks like. It's by Dean Kotz, whose Instagram is right there. It's also in the corner, right down there in the corner. Oh man, my green screen's all over the place. If you see, so there's a little ring right there. That's my PSP reflecting in the background. I forgot to go turn that around. Don't look at that. So this is by Leslie, who's great. I met her at a colorist breakfast, which, by the way, if you're a pro colorist, Marissa Louise is really great at networking all the colorists together. You should get in touch with her about this stuff. We do these little like colorist dinners at cons where all of us get together and swap techniques, swap stories, swap, I don't know, just hang out and have a good time, be part of the community. And Colors Jam is also part of that community. So Leslie's looks great. She went green, which is like gutsy and kind of awesome. Yeah, we're gonna get into like what might be part of the Hey, we did that one on stream. Here's Marissa's. I was just talking about her. I think going with like a weird color for the backgrounds, like super interesting. Triona did this one in January. I don't know why it's popping up in my feed. Let's go to latest. Thank you for the host, Kate. So we have this was the previous Colors Jam. So if people are still trickling in. Oh my god, color. Yeah. Thank you for rejoining High Society. 17 months in a row. I appreciate it. I see you, Kate. Welcome to high society. Everything you now own is solid gold. Um, yeah, there's some good ones. I like this one a lot. We went gutsy and blue over here from Hank Jones. We're just checking out like some of these while I'm sipping on my coffee so that you guys can you've never left me. Hey Major Bang Geek. All the gold you now own is solid gold. Just letting you know. From joining high society. So we have like a lot of different versions. These all look great, by the way. I'm into it. Here's Darren's. Here we go. He's in the chat right now. DJ Colors Comics. Looks good. I'm into it. There's a lot of like people messing with the line art, which I think is like totally sweet. This is like perfect for messing with the line art. A lot of people did this blue one. And purple? Oh, I dig this. This is cool. Who did this? Amanda Stewart. Yeah, man, there's a lot of really great ones. I'm trying to find I don't know, there's a Shonen Jump thing. I'm trying to find Rico's. Here it is. Rico took it in a really, really cool direction. 2019 is trying to kill you again? Ah, I hear you. My fiance's going through a lot of sinus issues, and we think that she's going to have surgery, which is a bummer. 2019, trying to kill us all. But yeah, Rico's is really, really cool. He did this kind of like vintagey feel to it. He's been leaning into like kind of this aesthetic of kind of like silk screen that looks really cool. Like, and I feel like it especially in this Ghost Rider piece really resonates, and we're gonna get into why. Part of the reason why is because the background has, it's like it has form, but it doesn't have form. It's like a half step between. I describe Phil Hester's work a lot like this. It's like a half step between like iconography symbols and like actual cartooning. The way that Hester uses, I'm oversimplifying Hester's work, but the way that Hester uses light and dark to create form makes it kind of like hover on icons almost. It's like, so it's wild. But like the background here is kind of the same way, where it's like you understand that it's fire, but he didn't really draw fire, and like there's a lot of vacant space. So that's going to be a huge challenge. Rico's is so good. Yeah. I agree. There's a lot of really cool stuff here though. Look at, you can feel the heat on this one. Looks good from Steve Cannon. Here's an old one. Old colorist jam. Simons is here. He did some like crazy brushwork down here. That looks rad. Yeah, man. Jimmy's is here. We'll click that. I also feel like the where the feet kind of like disappear is a challenging place too. You like the effect of the pupils on Rico's? Did I even look? Oh yeah. This is like, isn't that kind of vintagey? Like, didn't Ghost Rider used to be colored that way? I can't remember. Brian Levels was my favorite. He did such a good job. And he's not a colorist, by the way. Well, I mean, clearly he is a colorist, but I mean, like, he's not a colorist as in, like, he draws his own stuff. And that's mostly what people are hiring him for. Yeah. So let's back up. Oh, if you want to get the line art for this, by the way, here's the post. Here's the Dropbox link. Click that link. You get the line art. You're good to go. And don't worry about joining the jam late. Clearly, like, all kinds of people are joining jams late. Like, this jam is long gone, but Steve did this one. Totally awesome. Like, jump into that jam. Like, even if you're late. Spicy McSpice doing it. Which is, like, cool to see. Okay. So here's what you get. Here's the file that we were left with. I'm catching up on chat. On the plus side, you finally went to a churro. It's really good. You're gonna hold on to that. Nice. You're still busy with homework. Homework sucks. Darren is going to Heroes, Dragon Con, and MomoCon, sticking to the southeast. But yeah, not so much a SCAD grad anymore as a working professional. Congratulations, man. Cairo. I got churros on the mind. That's the problem. Also, the solution is more churros. Heroes, Dragon Con, and MomoCon. I haven't been to Dragon or Momo. I don't know what Momo is. But Heroes is a great show, and everyone should go to that. Rico used to organize that show, but does not anymore. I'll be there at Heroes. I think I've been announced for it. So we're in the channels palette. Are we in CMYK? We are. Oh, man. Oh. This layout. This is that spice. This is that sweet stuff. Churros would be preferable to back pain. Yes. Oh, man. I've been getting back pain, too, but it's, 37, so it comes with the territory. All right, so when you get this, it's one layer. It's channels of CMYK. The black channel is clear, and then the line art is in the alpha channel. So what you want to do is select all, copy it, and then if you want to do the line art on like a separate layer, you can. What we're going to do is pick 60, 60, 40, 100. That's the values right here. So I guess we're going to stay in like the printable realm for this one. Even though this is like digital only, we're going to stay in kind of like the printable realm. I dropped it into a mask. That's this button right here. I created a new mask and then like pasted it in. You want to invert it so that it's inverted. I didn't realize there was so much tooth in here. Look at this. I don't know if you guys can see this on stream. Your monitor has to be like decently calibrated to see this. If your monitor is real bright, you won't be able to. But there's like little chunks in here. You can see it really well right here. Little chunks, little gray areas. This is definitely a line art that could work threshold, but like you don't have to. So once you do that, once you invert it, we have this. We're left with this. So we're gonna stay in CMYK because we want to keep this printable, I guess. We're gonna stay in our lane. Yeah, we first met at Heroes. You're right. You got your first publishing job. You got your first publishing job recently. What are you working on? That's awesome, by the way. So let's ground Ghost Rider in reality. Blue is not reality. let's ground him in reality for a second here. Just to kind of figure him out. Maybe we should make the chains more light, like that, probably. One of the things I've been drawing a lot lately, and I've been thinking a lot about light. I would have really liked to light up the inside of this collar. Maybe we still will. Blue is not reality. You worked on a backstory for Dark Horse. Comes out April 10th. That's awesome. What Wired issue 3? Nice. Dark Horse was my first line that I had like as a potential thing out of college when I was at SCAD, but it took me about 8 years to finally book something there. So you got one over on me, man. Like, you booked it so much faster than I did. So that's cool. I'm adding the like stripe that Ghost Rider has. But that's rad. I assume it'll be out April 10th. Is that before or after Heroes? Man, my timelines are all kinds of screwed up because I'm just trying to like. It was dumb luck, knew a guy, dude. That is comics. Jen Bartel just recently posted. She was like, hey, if you have any kind of level of success and you don't attribute at least a little bit of it to dumb luck, then like, I don't trust you or something like that. I think she said like I'm suspicious. Man, by the way, Jen Bartel gets a lot of like unnecessary, like people like just jump into her mentions and just like crap on whatever she says. It's fucking awful. I know I'm like chuckling about it, but it's like, why? It's before Heroes. You should, I assume you're going to be walking around with an issue of it to show people, showcase your work. Absolutely come by because I do want to see it. I'm not familiar with what Wired is as a book. Yeah, Jen is a gem. You are correct. She is extremely hard. I think she just gets a lot of hate because I don't know, like the thing that she does as far as like the artwork that she makes, she does like super well, but I feel like a lot of people aspire to that style. So when they see her successful and then they feel like they are not successful, she gets a lot of hate. But those people who are hating on her haven't leveled up enough to the point where they see the differences. Yeah. Oh yeah, we're gonna give him a cool collar. They haven't leveled up enough to like realize that like, oh, Jen Bartel, the reason that she's here is she like they don't see the differences in their work. Like they look at their work and they're like, this is good, and they look at Jen's and they're like, why is she popular? And so she gets a lot of hate. I feel like that just comes with anything though. That comes with like anybody working in any kind of like public field, like comics or whatever, and does well, you know? So what if we just outright darkened Ghost Rider? What if we didn't use that blue? What if we just like a little bit? 20%. Also, I kind of want to... This isn't in the flats, but let's put his head in flames. What's up, Fake McCoy? We have not used hot pink yet, just to let you know. Yet. Before we do this, before we get into actual color, let's take this and just like duplicate it. That way our flats are preserved. If we ever need to like grab anything out of the Ghost Rider, if we're like, oh, we colored his collar all wrong, then, you know, like we can go back and like fix it basically. I should finish this. I should finish all of this. I'm gonna disappear behind the curtain for a second because this little ring, this ring right here is my PSP, and I thought by turning it around it wouldn't shine through the green screen. I am mistaken. I'm sorry about that, and it's driving me crazy, so I'm gonna fix it. I've been playing PSP actually a lot lately. I've been chipping away at Valkyria Chronicles 2. But I haven't been doing that on my PSP. I've been doing that on my Vita. I've been playing that on the Vita instead. I got all hyped up on the Vita because the line is over. Like they stopped producing them in Japan. So I maybe kind of want to revisit the Vita in general. Okay, so all right, let's figure out Ghost Rider. What are we doing? What are we even doing? I mean, maybe we gotta warm them up. Remember the good old days when Nick had a random dot above? You mean 6 minutes ago? 1 minute ago? All right. So let's real talk for a second, guys. Fire is difficult. It is very difficult to color. I think we're gonna get in here and just like start painting because like I don't think you can tackle this in any way that's not just like where you just start painting, you know? Like I feel like no matter what we do, like, okay, so remembering the good old minutes. So what I usually do as far as like my technique goes is I will go in and like select the entire figure like this, and like maybe deselect the fire, and kind of like add cuts. Like I will deselect the highlights and then like throw down a multiply of a color and kind of like figure out the light source and that kind of thing. The reason why I'm not going to do that here is because Ghost Rider's leathers are all black, and the chain is drawn in such a way where in order to like add highlights and that kind of thing, we have to get like we got to really zoom in on it. So I feel like this whole image is like built to be just like straight up painted. Like I don't think that going in with like broader strokes like is worth it. I just don't think it's worth it. It's just gonna waste time. So let's click the Cintiq into my lap and just like jump in. All right. So, I guess we'll start with the fire. I don't know. I kind of want to make the fire a little darker, except around his head. Let's try to figure that out. I don't know what we're gonna do with the rest of this yet. I kind of want to make the chains like really like blinging around, you know? Does that make any sense? That's a thing, right? Blinging. We are on the wrong layer. Okay. So, yeah, I'm sorry that I haven't been streaming lately. I've been like just like tons and tons of work like going on, like just kind of drowning in it. I got a I was gonna stream yesterday, but what happened was I got a note about the this is before I had started on the finale of Hotel Oblivion for Umbrella Academy, and this happens. This isn't like, I'm not placing any blame or anything here, but the note I kind of interpreted one way, and it wasn't that way, and it affected like maybe like half the book. So I had to kind of like go in and be like, okay, like how do I wrangle this thing back into what it should be? Like how do I effectively work with the page at hand in such a way, yeah, work with the page in such a way where I don't have to do a whole lot of work to get to where I want to be, like to get to the end result. So, I mean, luckily I work in such a way where, especially on those pages, where that wasn't like too hard, but it was still like about half the issue. So it was a long day. I got up at like 8 and like started doing corrections, and I was not done until like 4:30. It was a long day. So yeah, so that's why I did not stream yesterday. We're gonna try to make it up. I have I'm working on Nightwing right now, but I only have a handful of the pages currently, so we're going to try to make up the stream a little bit and stream today, and then try to stream tomorrow as well. Working on some covers as well. Maybe we'll do a cover on stream? We'll see. But yeah, it was not fun. The thing is, too, is like, the trying to figure out how to get from like black and white liner to where you want to go is like one skill, and then trying to figure out how to get to like from one color thing to another color thing in the most effective way is an entirely other skill. It was like I was like breaking my brain trying to basically figure this thing out. And I got to the end of it, and I was just like, oh god, I hope this is good, because it required so much brain power to manage. Okay, so this fire is like kind of, we're kind of getting there. I kind of want to like paint some flames in with the eyes and stuff. We should back up. This wasn't where we wanted to be. Okay. Let's select the skull, and it's got like a little bit of purple in it. Let's just desaturate it. I usually use the hotkey for this. Oh my god, where is this? Edit. I'm gonna This is the problem with not having the keyboard all set up. Fade is not what we want. Oh god. My this is the thing. My brain got cooked the other day, and now I don't know where anything is. Apparently I forgot how to use Photoshop. There we go. Control U is what we wanted the whole time. It still looks a little purple. My brain is broken. I'm seeing colors that are not actually there. My brain is broken. I apologize. We're going to save just in case I screw up. Who even uses Photoshop anymore? Yeah, right? I've only been using Photoshop and using that desaturation bar every day for the past 15 years. And now I'm like, well, can't find it. Don't know what to tell you. So I grouped the layers too. God, I'm all over the place. None of this is usable. Please disregard. Control U was what I wanted the whole time. Yeah. We're just gonna paint stuff in. Like, I don't know if this is good, if this is bad. I kind of want to like, we're going to be working a lot over the line art in general, like stuff like this, like trying to like warm up his mouth, but not like this because this is a little heavy-handed. But I wonder if I can just like paint in my own flames, basically. Just decide to be like, hey, guess what? I'm the line artist now. Guess what, guys? I'm the captain now. I've been I feel like that's what a lot of this Ghost Rider is going to be. a lot of it is going to be like just me trying to wrangle it into a place where I'm using like all the techniques that I possibly can to kind of get to the place that I want it to exist in. We're throwing in a little bit of blue because the contrast is going to make the flames look really good. This is the thing. A lot of colorists, or a lot of people who are new to coloring, will throw in like, they'll be like, oh, this is a fire scene. We're going to make everything on fire. It's all going to be, you know, reds. And like, sometimes that works. It depends on the scene. But like, a lot of times if you're like, I can't get this fire to feel like fire. I can't get it to feel like impactful. If you're having that problem, then you're probably like don't have anything to contrast it with. If everything's red, nothing feels really red. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense. Should we just pack this whole thing up? Shit. I don't know. I feel like my brain is broken right now, basically. I'm trying to do this and my brain is broken. If everything is red, nothing is red, that doesn't make any sense. What I'm saying is contrast is good. So, you know, use it. Really helping you guys out on the stream. So this is what I meant by like, you know, we should just like get in here and paint, because a lot of this is just ready to be painted. Like, there's so much black ink going around. So I shouldn't color fire pages with the red paint bucket. Yes, you should absolutely use red for fire. I'm not saying don't use red for fire. I'm saying that if the fire has something to contrast with, like a night sky or something like that, then it will feel more red if you have something to add contrast to it. So yeah, this is what I meant by like, so, you know, you could see I'm like just kind of like gesturing in highlights. The reason for that is because a lot of this is just like, there's so much black on his black leather jacket that we don't actually have to get in here and be like, okay, let's start you know, putting in highlights and shadows, and it's like, no, dude, just gesture it in and you're fine. You're good to go. Like, the artist did most of the work for us with these, so like, let's just embrace that kind of thing. Why work hard when you can work smart? Yeah, so forest green jacket for this is the Ghost Rider of the Forest Service. He's a park ranger, and also the Spirit of Vengeance. Is that a story? Marvel, contact me. This is, I'm doing now what I was talking about last stream, where like I put down the initial marks and then kind of like shave them into the marks that I want to make, the more like interesting marks. Smokey the Forest Ranger, yeah, we're Major Band Geek, you're on to something. It doesn't need to be pronounced, even just a hint of color can help, yeah, for sure. I think you met that character in Dragon Age. You've been playing a ton of Dragon Age, by the way, Kate. I've been popping in and out of the stream every once in a while. If people are interested in seeing some cool Dragon Age stuff, Kate has been doing a ton of it lately. What's up, Jimmy? We showcased your work and you weren't even here. You're not even here to Not even here to A, cut us our check that we need for doing that, and B, I don't know, bask in the glory. I like seeing, by the way, we've had a lot of people join the Discord lately, which is awesome. We're going to add like kind of this rim light that the artist kind of put in here with this like white yellow. Eventually it's going to blend into like what's going on down here, which is perfect because the legs are blending. That was never part of the agreement. You actually just finished Inquisition like 2 weeks ago, moving on to The Witcher soon. Ooh. I couldn't get into The Witcher. Everybody loves that game, that damn game. But I don't know what it was about it. We should actually, you know what? Yeah, I don't know what it was about The Witcher. I just like could not. It never clicked with me. But yeah, we were talking about the Colors Jam, and so I was going over previous entries that are going on, and I was going through the list, and it was nice seeing Jimmy's up there. Jimmy is a regular viewer and also somebody who is active in the Discord, and we just had a bunch of people join the Discord recently. I talked about this a little bit before now, but the other thing that I wanted to say, because it got me thinking about like, you know, Discord in general, and a lot of people joined and just kind of like dropped off their The Witcher Stole Your Life so many hours. Oh man, maybe it's good that I didn't get it and it didn't click with me. One of the things I wanted to talk about was kind of like positive community interaction versus like, I don't know, like carpet bombing the internet with your presence. And this isn't to say that like, you know, I'm not like the people who are doing this are doing it wrong. Like, it's fine. Interact with whatever you want to interact with. But like, I recognize Jimmy, and I showcased Jimmy like just a second ago because he like interacts, he hangs out, you know. Like, I can name like all the people who are in my chat regularly, like chatting. That isn't because like I'm trying to play favorites or anything like that. I'm not. It's just like those are the people that I remember because they are the ones who are interacting. A lot of people came into the Discord and dropped off their and I know like you guys are working long hours, whatever, you know, like you're not always in on the Discord. I totally get that. And I'm not condemning people for like not interacting, but I will say the more that you interact with people in a community, like the more the community is going to like just straight up remember you, you know. The more weight, like I will check out links from people if I know them far more often than if I don't know them. And if I see their name pop up like all the time on my Discord or whatever, then I'm going to click those links. Like, I'm going to check it out. I might retweet stuff, you know, like that's like just the way it goes. So like, I don't know if like just kind of like carpet bombing the internet with your presence every time you like finish a piece of work and then like turning around and being kind of done. Sure, some of those people are just shy and lurking. Absolutely. I'm not, like I said, I'm not condemning people who are shy and lurking. Like, do what you want to do. I am saying that like, if you are one of those people that's just like, oh, this is a place that I can dump my work. Let me just like every couple of weeks just come in, dump work, and then leave. Like, that's fine. You can do that. But it means a lot more, and it gets a lot more interest if you are interacting with everybody. So the pants kind of disappear. So let's kind of lean into that. This is kind of like the most complicated shape on the entirety of Ghost Rider. But yeah, you guys should join the... By the way, you guys should join the Discord. Like, we're all hanging out. We're talking about comics. There's a job board. There's pages to practice on. And like absolutely post up stuff you're working on. There's a place for finished work. There's like tons of stuff, tons of resources if you are an aspiring colorist in my Discord. And you can find the link for the Discord down below this video. If you're on Twitch right now, live in this moment with me, then you can find it in the there's a little Discord button right down below. Yeah, I wish that, like, I'm trying to make a community that I would have wanted as an aspiring colorist coming up, with the appropriate resources. So I'm just trying to give you guys like a leg up, basically. I think that we're getting to a place where we can kind of... Oh, we're painting in black. Kind of start to back off painting a little bit. I kind of want to put some more highlights in. Let's use the regular... This kind of like bluish, purplish kind of like highlights going on. The time zones throw you. That happens to you. Yeah, time zones can suck for sure. But I know like Simon, for example, he's not in the same time zone, but he'll like kind of like catch up, drop off a bunch of messages, and then like I'll catch it in the morning or whatever. If you feel like you want to chime in on something and like the chat has moved on, by all means, like still chime in, because like I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear what you guys think about stuff. Part of the selfishly, part of the point of the Discord is to not only like give you guys access to me in order to like, you know, critique your work or like get eyeballs on things or create like an environment for you, but also for me to know like what you're into, like what yeah. So Nick's hey, I'm gonna go live, and I'm like, hold on, man, putting the kids to bed. Yeah. The time zones can throw you for sure. But also for me to be like, you know, what are you guys reading? What are you thinking? Like, how is looking for work out there right now for you? Like, to share the experiences of like what you guys are going through as well as what I'm going through. I think it's an interesting, cool thing. I've come to really, really like the Discord and the community that's like building around it. We're just kind of painting this Ghost Rider, man. Like, I don't know if there's a whole lot to say about like my techniques that I'm using here. I'm just like kind of like, oh, we'll pick this color, we'll pick this shade, we'll move around a little. Like, I'm just kind of like doodling on this thing. Put a little warmth in around here on the edge. Like, I'm very, very lightly kind of like putting in some transparent kind of stuff going on. By the way, I got my I don't know if you guys are into retro gaming. I am. I got my 8-bit Do Genesis controller on its way in the mail currently right now. I'm very excited to get it. We're probably going to play some Genesis stuff this weekend. Maybe some God, what should we play? Maybe some Castlevania? I don't know. We'll see. There's a problem with the 8-bit Do not having a mode button on it. So I'm not sure. I got to check to see like what's playable and what's not. But we'll play something. I got a Splatterhouse 3 stream that I'm like I'm working on, but it needs work. It's like it's a weird thing. I got a plan for it. I got a plan. And it's gonna be absurd, but I need time to like do some research, which is weird to say. But it's gonna be a fun one. Let's kind of like put some bling in these chains. I'm not sure exactly what we're going to be doing. What are we at now? Like an hour? I feel like we're like, let's just wrap this thing up. This Ghost Rider was pretty quick. Even while talking to you guys and gesturing wildly around. Trying to put some bling in these chains. I have a feeling that this whole thing is going to live and die by like the special effects pass that we do on this. You know, like the whole thing is just going to be like good or bad based on what happens in that moment. So here's the thing. I have Castlevania Bloodlines. There's a thing that happens with the Genesis where if you are on, you know, the like 3-pronged composite, I think is what it's called, composite or component, the like yellow, red, and white wires, which is like not a great signal. You're fine with this, but if you are on, so if you come back and be more active in the Discord, how much y'all willing to put up with my newfound Dragon Age super obsession? As long as you are throwing up that Dragon Age super obsession, then you have to be comfortable with my newly found Valkyria Chronicles obsession. I'm playing the second game and I'm loving it. But at any rate, what I was saying is that the Genesis will do this thing where like there will be 3 frames of just like no video signal. It'll just stop. And it's fine for like old tech, but like my capture card hates it. My capture card is like, we've lost the signal. It just panics. And then the signal will click back, but it'll take like it'll take like 3 or 4 seconds for it to like lose the signal and then find the signal. And Splatterhouse does this with like every like maybe 1/3 of the cutscenes, which is really weird. You know, there's no like, it's old tech, so there's no like standardized way of like how they did things back then. The Genesis also alternates between 2 different video resolutions that are just like slightly different, which is like bizarre. You don't know what that is, but you can dig it possibly. It's Valkyria Chronicles is a Sega game that is set in a mock like World War I, II-ish world that is like, it's kind of like if like tank battles in World War I were influenced by anime and manga. That is what Valkyria Chronicles is. It's like so bizarre, and Sega makes it, and it's weird and awesome, and like sometimes it's a little too fan servicey for me, but I'm okay with that. I'm getting okay with that. You know, people are out there are thirsty. I get it. But yeah, so why did you just imagine tank waifus? There's definitely tank waifus going on in that game. But yeah, so we're probably going to play Splatterhouse in SD resolution. I have this like this like capture card that's not a capture card. It's just those three prongs like to a USB outlet that plugs into the computer, and it looks like trash, but it maintains the signal the whole time, which is great. But it's funny because I have this piece of tech called the open source scan converter, which is a line doubler, which means, man, I'm going deep on this, and like you guys are here about comic book coloring, and I apologize. I'm gonna be quick about this, real fast. When we get into stuff that I want to like talk about on this Ghost Rider, we'll start talking color again. But the open source scan converter is a line doubler, which means that it takes like a row of pixels and makes 2 rows of pixels instead, or 3 rows of pixels, or 4 or 5. So it takes like a low resolution image and makes it a high resolution image. It's for kind of like low resolution stuff like the Genesis or the Super Nintendo, or like the NES or whatever. And so you kind of got to try to get the best signal out of it in order to get it line doubled properly. It's really neat. So I have all this like tech to get the best image out of it, and then the Genesis just decides to like drop frames for no reason. Castlevania does this too, drops frames for no reason. So even though, well, you're here for the recipes on how to eat Hawkman. I should make a pin or a sticker that's like the Twilight Zone thing where they find out that the aliens are trying to eat people, and they're like, how to best serve man or whatever. It's like the cookbook for how to eat man. I should make that for Hawkman. That same exact cookbook, but for Hawkman. Look. There's a lot of chicken on them bones, is all I'm saying. Yeah. So, the Genesis streams I'm trying to figure out the best way to do them, and I've purchased a lot of tech to figure it out. To serve Hawkman. Yeah, exactly. That's gonna be a sticker for the stream for sure. So yeah, I'm trying to figure out like how to best do the Genesis streams, how to get the best quality out to you guys. The other aspect of this is that like with games that I want to play Beyond Oasis, and we missed these little fire things, so let's work on those now. But like I don't know if the Genesis is gonna like randomly drop frames in Beyond Oasis, because I haven't played through it with the OSSC, but we'll give it a shot. We'll use that new tech. So I got the 8-bit DOE controller coming on the way. It should be here today, and I'm excited to test it out. So we're probably going to do that this weekend. Figure out what we're going to play in the meantime. I didn't stream this past weekend. We're talking about eating Hawkman. You miss all the good stuff. I mean, we're always talking about eating Hawkman. For sure. I mean, you put any Hawk person in front of me, and it doesn't have to be Hawkman. It can be any Thanagarian, really. And I'm like, y'all look delicious. The stream. What is it turned into? So yeah, all that to say, we might play some Genesis games this weekend, I guess. So I kind of kept this little flame the same as like this tuft of flame up here. But not like this, because this is kind of like wrapping around the leg a little bit. So I'm thinking that we should like just lighten up this whole thing, because it's kind of more integrated in the background, and we're doing like kind of like a light background on the bottom here. So let's just like straight up lighten it up. Maybe that's too light. We still got to kind of like keep its shape going. It's also like not really interacting with stuff down here as far as like light source goes. So maybe we should figure that out. Like you want the there's light sources that are like all over the place on this because everything is on fire. Have I checked out the new Buffy? Is there a new Buffy? Oh, the new Buffy comic. No, I haven't yet. I want to though. I'm a Buffy fan. Man, there's too much stuff to check out. Like I'm kind of deep diving into some podcasts. I don't know why did that word take so long for me to figure out lately. So I haven't been deep diving into and I've been playing Valkyria Chronicles, so I actually kind of put my comic book reading on hold, but we'll get back into it eventually. I just realized there's no line art here and that we're kind of on our own. So let's embrace that. There's no line art over here either. We've been tricked. The best part of Hawkman is he resurrects so you can eat him over and over. He's this is the thing. Can we... Okay, what drawing tablet do I use? I use a Cintiq 24-inch HD. I don't think they make the 24-inch anymore, but they make the 22 and the 26. I would go for the 22 if I were you. Like, honestly, if it was a little smaller, it'd be fine. Look, okay, let's throw this out there. Is there a magical entity capable of changing Hawkman within the DC universe so that he is, instead of you have the 24 at home and the 22 at work, you prefer the 22? Yeah. Honestly, if this thing was a little smaller, I'd probably be better off. Is there a magical being capable of changing Hawkman so that once you put him in chicken sandwich form, he resurrects as another chicken sandwich? You like your 27? 27! Oh my god, that's too big. I don't have room for that. Mr. Mixia Spitlick could probably do it. Yeah, you're probably right. Oh my god, I just want to hear Hawkman say to another member of the Justice League, if I die due to the magic of this monster, if I die, I will be resurrected into chicken sandwiches. Why is that not a comic yet? Oh man. The 27's footprint is insane. I can imagine. The 24's footprint is insane. This thing is like huge and heavy, and it like shakes my whole desk when I move it around. I really got to get like, I've been thinking about redoing my whole does DC do what ifs? Yeah. Can we get in on this? I really got to get I want to redo my whole like desk setup. I have like a vertical monitor on the left, horizontal monitor on the right, and the Cintiq in the middle. And I think I might want to like, and the two on the sides are both 22s. We're rolling on 22s here. I kind of want to get like a 127, and then like kind of simplify a little bit, and then get an arm for the Cintiq rather than use the stand that it comes with. Chad has the 27. You think he had to bolt it down to his table? I believe it. I'm gonna see Chad when I do Dallas Fan Expo. Okay, I think we're gonna get into trying to figure out the special effects on this. I'm gonna try to see what Chad's setup looks like, and criticize it, and then make one better than his. That's what I'm going to do. You hear that, Chad Thomas? You're on notice. Let's think. Let's think for a second. Let's try to get this as close to pure white as possible. I'm just trying to make the color like a little more rich, a little more interesting, because like right now it's this kind of like off-white beigey, and like this is like just a little more interesting. So let's figure that out. Obviously we don't have to be super precise. I'm just kind of like tweaking it a little. You would definitely need Animal Man in that Chicken Sandwich Hawkman story having an ethical dilemma. Yeah. Animal Man, man, Animal Man's a great character, by the way. So I've been working on, I should draw Animal Man. I've been working on trying to do sets of pinups. I've been kind of putting the comic book pages on hold for a second. To have to sell at Emerald City Comic Con, but I actually thought they would go a lot faster, and I don't know if I'm going to have enough to put on the table at Emerald City, but I should have enough by Fan Expo Dallas. So if you are attending that show and you are interested in getting a piece of artwork from me, I will have them on the table. Let's try to put a little, maybe a little more blue in the shadows. It's looking good. Let's put a little more yellow and red into the highlights. All right. Should we go back? Maybe just the blue. Maybe just the blue. Those were very, very subtle, like, colorist stuff where, like, it's like, hey, what's good? This, or this? It's like, is anyone gonna notice? I'll notice. I kind of want to knock out the background, but I also kind of don't. So here's the thing. If we colorize the background, this is part of the problem with this colorist jam. This is kind of like what we need to figure out. If we colorize the background here, we're using a very dark red for Ghost Rider's hair fire. So if we start to like use like, what's the darkest red I have in my palette over here? This red. We're gonna get so close to that hair fire that it's gonna look weird. You know? Like that looks, I don't know, maybe that looks good. Let's think about it for a second. I'm having an existential crisis. Maybe not an existential crisis, maybe just a regular coloring crisis. Maybe we do like a little darker. Like that, maybe. Yeah, we can kind of get there. We'll get there. Let's paint it in. Maybe a viewer won't notice, but they may be affected by the difference. Yes. Like, there's weird subtleties within color that's like... And also within drawing, like somebody posted just recently on Twitter about they were like, shout out to all my I'm really trying to like figure out what is fire and what's not. Sorry, I'm using my brain. I apologize. They're like, shout out to all my colleagues who like, I forgot how they word it, but they were basically highlighting the fact that you saw a version of this with hot pinks and it was awesome. Maybe we should have been hot pink. They're talking about like these subtle inking things that line artists will do and enjoy that like most readers will never ever like see or interact with. It's like I think Tom Fowler, who we've colored some of his stuff on stream before, posted of this like medical bag that was open that had like all these like really nice folds in it that he rendered very, very well. And he was like, favorite thing I've inked today. And it's like, is any viewer gonna like ever, you know, like, is the average reader ever gonna be like, hey, I really liked the work you did on that medical bag? Probably not. This kind of stuff falls into the same category where it's like, you know, the subtleties that I just did just then, where I was trying to choose between amping up the blues and the shadows versus amping up the yellows and reds and the highlights, and like what combination of that I want, is probably something that most viewers are never going to notice, but will respond to, like that medical bag. There's all kinds of stuff within comics where it's like these small decisions lead up to a greater kind of experience. And I mean, maybe that's true of all art. We are not filling the appropriate layer. We're just, look at this. Look, this is what we were doing. Fools. We're just destroying those flat layers. Okay, so one of the things that we wanted to do, let's grab that. Let's just drag a grad through it just a little bit. I just want to lighten it up a little bit so that the contours of it, this is my worry. The shape of the fire is getting lost with the background. So let's take like an orange and just like amp it up just a little bit. Turn it red. So now we can kind of like clearly see what the artist drew. There is something weird going on. This is what's going on. This is what's going on. This is what's going on. Okay, we're going to do something weird. So, remember how I talked about how there's like a little bit of grit in all of the art that we were talking about when we were talking about this stuff. There's like a little bit of grit happening. Well, because these things are not pure white, it's letting a little bit of the paper shine through. Just a little bit. So we're getting this like weird halo around the fire here. Because we colorized this. It's not just pure black. So we're going to grab this orange that's back here. And we're just going to try to mitigate this halo so it doesn't look as sloppy. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it doesn't have to... We're just going to try to like clean it up a little. And like, this is the thing too, is like, if this hit print, like, I don't even know if you would notice this. I don't notice this because we're not even on the right layer. I'm like, why isn't this working? Here we go. I'm kind of using the other monitor for this because there's like a weird... I think we just picked a different color. We're going to have to unify that stuff. So I think there's a weird halo happening here. This line right here. You can kind of see it. We're talking very, very subtle stuff. This line right here is happening because I think we chose one color for the line art up here and a different color down here, and we just got to make sure that those are together and line up properly. All right. We kind of fixed that, kind of. Let's make sure that all that stuff is the same color. Did that line go away? It did go away. Look at that. See? You can see the line there. Now we can't. So that was what the problem was. So let's take this red and let's darken it up. To somewhere. Something like this. What do you got to do to get them brushes? Hey, these brushes, the one that I'm using, this like chunky one, I've been using this one a lot for like everything lately. This is a Chun Lo brush. I think that if you subscribe to his or her Patreon, then you will be able to get that brush. But like all of these brushes are basically, some of these I've made, some of these I've cobbled together from brush sets. My advice to you is to just like once a year, once or twice a year, like just download as many freaking brushes as you can from as many different sources as you can, and then go through them. Like, it takes as long as it takes to figure that stuff out, like as far as like, is this useful, is this not useful? And you know, your preferences for, you know, whatever you're making at the time is going to change through the years. So it's important to do this every year, because what your goals are going to shift around what you're thinking about. So Marie Kondo needs to take a look at my brush collection. Nah, dude, this thing is sorted. So like, this is all the stuff that I've downloaded regularly for this year. This is all the stuff that was imported from my previous Photoshop. And then this stuff is like, these are like special effects stuff. This is like smudge brushes. These are like kind of like dirty paint brushes. Kind of like this brush that we're using now. This was in the dirty paint brush, and then it just kind of found its way into the Normcore. Sorry, you meant mine? Yeah. Like, taking time out to work on your brushes and think about like where your goals are as far as like your painting is important. And you will find that, like, because this is the thing, as you kind of like work and work and work, you're like, oh, I want this brush pack, I want this brush pack. It spirals out of control. Like, even all the Webster brushes, yeah, like everyone has those. But all the Webster brushes are great. Like, I think this is the only brush that I normally use that I didn't make myself that is a non-Webster brush. And that isn't to say that there's probably a similar Webster brush to the one I'm using right now that I just... Nimish, please. There's probably a similar one that I just don't know about because I haven't gone through every single Webster brush, you know? It just so happened at the time I was looking for a specific brush that, like, this filled the niche of that. Maybe I came across a similar brush previous with the Webster brushes that I didn't know about. I don't know. Anyway, the point is take time out for this, because even though it's like, well, I'm not going to get paid for this and it's annoying and it's extra work, it's like, well, but you kind of need to do it. It's a thing that needs to get done. Let's figure out this collar. I kind of want to make the collar like a straight up like light source in here. I don't know if that's possible. It might not be. We're going to try. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I can't figure out if this is good or bad. Maybe scale it back. Yeah. Yeah. We're kind of losing the mark making and the shape in there, and use loads of K-Michael Russells. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing too. Once you start, like, regarding brushes, once you start going through, by the way, if you're brand new to coloring, do not worry about brushes. Like, ultimately, the things that you should be worried about are, like, fundamentals to art, as far as, like, rendering and stuff like that. Like, brush is not going to solve your problems that you're having within your art if you're brand new to coloring. Getting bogged down in that stuff is like trying to figure out, like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a good analogy and my brain just won't. It's like trying to figure out, like, the type of lace you're gonna put on your doilies for your wedding before you figured out the location, I guess. I don't know why I went wedding. Like, guys, look, it's like trying to figure out the small details of something before you know what the larger picture looks like. Yeah, I don't like this, by the way. I think this looks kind of weird. Maybe we should just make this skull look like a skull and not worry about this stuff and not try to paint in our own stuff. Maybe we were filled with hubris. I can't tell yet if we're filled with hubris. Well, I mean, I know we're filled with hubris. For crying out loud, we're trying to eat Hawkman. And chat, you're an accomplice to that. But like, this brush I'm using now is just like a round Photoshop brush. This isn't anything crazy, and like, it's doing the job, you know? Like, you don't need crazy special effects to do what you want to do. It's like worrying about what kind of mustard you're going to get on your Hawkman sandwich when you haven't even killed him yet. Exactly. Exactly. First you worry about killing Hawkman, then you move on to the condiments. All right. There's so many Hawkman metaphors happening in the chat right now. All right. So I kind of got like a little sloppy with the coloring, but I think that the line art, it's like echoing, there's like a sloppy structure to the line art in general that I really like, and I feel like the rendering that I'm doing is kind of echoing that. I kind of dig it. Let's add some special effects and stuff. So we're gonna use a new layer. Let's pick up an orange like that. You're really uncomfortably hungry right now? Oh no. You got that. That's what we call Hawkman fever. Let's light this dude up. So we're adding like some shines and stuff into the fire, into the flames, into the fire and the flames. Super simple stuff. On the black line art, it looks bad, like right now. But we're gonna warm all that stuff up. There's a couple things I wanted to do for depth. We're gonna get into that. Let's figure this stuff out first. So we're gonna take. So we used a black that was 60-60-40. This is off because the line art is gritty and a little different. It's not pure blacks. So we use 60-60-40-100. I'm gonna shift it to 20, 80, 80, 100. This is like the same mix but different. You cannot use this for the entire image. If you use it for the entire image, it's gonna print in a way where all the black parts are like look a little too red. Like the black doesn't look deep enough. There are some issues of powers that have this as I was trying to figure out this problem. So don't do what I did. Instead, just take this, set it to normal, 100%, and just kind of like in the places where you're putting this like red shine, warm it up. Warm up the blacks. So like down here, you know, we're gonna warm this up a little. So we're just basically trying to like add a little bit of red underneath the black so that when we screen down some orange, it like warms up. If you look, we can back up to like this. Wait. This. We can back up to like here, and it looks like it's like gray and it looks weird. You know, like I would never let something like this, like, 'cause it doesn't feel warm. You know what I mean? Like this does not feel warm. But when we back up to like here, it starts to feel warm again. So you want to be conscious of that stuff. If you feel like it's like kind of getting away from you, you can fix that. Ooh, that's a little too red. We want orange. Orange fire. Orange fire. We're gonna orange up that chain. I'm alternating between colors that I want. So like this is that red that I was using. Oh, we're on the wrong layer. I'm all over the place. Chat. I mostly blame you. I wanted to just start throwing in some orange in addition to the black layer here, just to like really start to warm it up, so that it's like kind of color, like we're really fading it back. It's like not looking good here, but it's looking good here. Like this is starting to look weird, so we can scale it. We can scale it back again. Okay. All right. Just trying to get it like subtly working correctly. Trying to figure it out. And same with the chain down here. So it looks like, blame the McHawkman. So it looks like it's like, you know, the fire is like real and there and like important. The other thing that I kind of wanted to do, so like Ghost Rider here, it's a fairly flat image of Ghost Rider, but it's also kind of not a flat image of Ghost Rider. You can see like on our right over here, his left, his elbow is kind of like bent backwards. Like the furthest point away from us is this elbow right here. So I kind of want to like, hey Dioutra, I kind of want to just like kind of push it a little bit, just a little bit. Try to make, try to add like a little bit of depth. So let's kind of select, like, this is like kind of the shoulder here. And like, we're not going to go, I don't want to do the chain and I don't want to do the hand. So let's, gritty image, gritty stream always. So let's like deselect the chain here. Let's try to do this quickly. Okay. And the thumb is right there. Okay, so now we have just the elbow selected. So I'm gonna take this same orange that we've been using, and just like, that's way too much. Don't do that. Let's like fade it to 50. Let's fade it to 30. Just kind of like work it a little bit. Just work it a little bit. Let's take that black that's looks more red and kind of work it. We're gonna use a whoa. So I just added a mask to this. So we're obviously, like, I like this. I like this contrast. The elbow looks really, really far back. At the elbow joint, it looks really good. And it's kind of achieving what we want. I actually might, you know what? We might try to put it in front of the chain as well. That's too much, clearly. Put it in front of the chain there. Oh, I'm like all over the place with layers. See, this is why I don't use layers that often, because I am all over the place with layers. Like, I just can't. There's a flow that I have where I just want to like paint the thing what I think it should look like, and the more layers I introduce, the like crazier that gets. So we can hide the little creepy crawlies. There we go. So like, I really like the depth that it adds with the chain and the fist and the arm, but like where it doesn't look good, like right here in front of his chest, like this line right here. So let's mitigate that with a put a little black down. Make sure it's like reading as black. So we're putting a little bit into the core shadow there, and then it's like pretty much all this. You know, it's all this screen layer that we have. So we're gonna add a mask there, and we're just gonna paint in a little bit of black. Maybe just like that. So it looks like it's, you know, his joint is like rejoining with his body rather than just like floating around. Maybe even like chill it just a little bit in the core shadow here. Yeah, I'm trying to figure this out. And like that joint, like I said, we gotta like fade it into this non-red kind of thing. So that's all I'm doing there. It's very, very subtle, but it works wonders. So now that he's got a little depth to him. Got like it looks like he's like kind of like leaning out of the fire. You know what I mean? And I think that's what the original intention was. We might have gone too extreme on the bottom of this. I wonder if we can take this same screen, take a black, and just kind of like scale it back just a little bit, and then maybe fade it from here. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. Let's add some like, so we want dust and grime, and I want to like add some special effects to the chains and stuff. We're getting there. We're close. Let's. Oh, thanks for the tutorial. Photoshop. So this is a kind of like grimy. Maybe we should multiply it. This is like a grimy kind of layer. Adds a little like tooth to the whole thing. Maybe we should screen it. I don't know if this is gonna work, because like at the end of the day, the fire has to look smooth. Put it over the whole thing. Maybe. Yeah, now we're cooking. Let's add some dust and noise. Like embers and stuff. So this is a brush that I made just by splattering a bunch of use a toothbrush, splatter a bunch of ink on paper, and just scan it in, turn it into a brush. And I've been using it for years. So we're just gonna try to like scale it back in places. We don't want to like make it feel like it's snowing, obviously, but like, you know, we do want those teeth in there, especially in places where it's like, you know, over the feet and the elbow here. You want those embers. Okay. All right. Let's add another screen level. Screen in some red. I don't know. I'm like messing around now. I'm trying to find, like, it doesn't feel quite done, but it doesn't feel bad. So I'm trying to figure out what it needs still. And I don't exactly know what that is, but we're just going to keep like throwing down special effects until it clicks, and we'll just like know it when we see it, I guess. Like, I don't know, man. What do you guys think? I feel like we're getting there, but it's not quite there. Part of the reason why I wanted the fire colored at the top here rather than doing the whole thing like very, very far back is because I kind of love putting these little like shines and stuff. Jeremy hates this. He's like, please stop doing this for the realm. He's not a fan, but I'm a fan, and I kind of want to do this, like little subtle, like little pings. Looks good to you? Yeah, I feel like we're getting there. Man, the face feels so gritty. I feel like we're losing. Oh man, we gotta do a thing. So, a lot of the emotion and a lot of the stuff that's going on here with Ghost Rider is in the face, and in our effort to like kind of like make it all fiery, we've basically just covered Ghost Rider's face with a bunch of special effects. And I think that I never saw that EU Hellboy cover, but references for chumps. It's not really for chumps, but we're not gonna look it up. We're gonna kind of screen out some of this stuff, especially in the middle of the face, because like we want the head to pop. Like we want this to be your focus, and right now it's just not. It's like getting hidden behind special effects and stuff, and we want to make sure that the skull like reads. So I think that's like partly what we're doing here. Man, this one's a tough one. It's a little bit of a little wild goose chase. Um, there's a lot of like fire on fire and trying to figure out like how to get that to work, which makes it so that you have a lot of different interpretations. Um, there's literally no background. Yeah, just put 2 gritties in the eye holes, please. Thank you. Yeah, yeah, I get you. The chat has things that it likes. Um, what if we? Why is this not working? Oh, I selected the wrong color. So kawaii. Yeah, the little glimmer, little starry-eyed Ghost Rider for you. He is very kawaii. Man, it's so tough to try to figure out. Obviously you want to be able to stand out, and this is true with drawing as well. But like, you got to find a way to make it look more engaging. Like, it doesn't necessarily have to look right; it just has to look like interesting, kind of thing. And that's such a hard thing to pin down. But we're trying. We're getting there. I think maybe like adding this like orange kind of like rim glow to it is going to help. I just noticed he has like a little wallet chain, which is funny because like, why does Ghost Rider need a wallet? Show me what's in Ghost Rider's wallet, please. I'm interested. Okay. All right, we're figuring it out. All right, let's take this whole thing and add a color balance on top and just like crank up the reds, maybe. There we go. Now we're cooking. What does this look like without it? Yeah, we kind of like deepened all the reds. Driver's license and insurance for his motorcycle. Yeah. He's the spirit of vengeance, but he's also the spirit of responsibility. That's the thing that most people don't get. You get caught up in like, what is the penance stare and like all that kind of stuff, and then you forget that he's like also responsibility. All right, I think we're done. I don't know. Someone just followed Social Justice Warrior. Nice to see you on board. We're still waiting for our Social Justice Paladin and our Social Justice Cleric to go on our adventure. But thank you for joining. Maybe like a Winn-Dixie rewards card. Look. Vengeance, the spirit of vengeance. Winn-Dixie no longer exists. Is that true? The spirit of vengeance. Here's the thing about the spirit of vengeance. It ain't cheap. Oh, we're doing this like weird like bling thing. And like, if you can get a rewards card going, you should. Blockbuster card, yeah. He's like, I can't go back there. All right. I think we're done. The only thing that's still kind of bothering me is that, like, he just kind of gets cut off at the end. And I wish there was a better way. Social Justice Rogue was taken as a username. Man. That's it. That's a bum deal. We gotta get on our adventure. Like, I kind of just want to, I don't know, maybe this isn't going to work. The thing is, he's drawing blacks, so it's like, well. I just want to, like, add the whisper of this stuff so that it feels like it's still there, like it feels like it's part of the image that's, like, faded back. Because otherwise it kind of feels like it cuts off too fast. All right. I think we're done. I don't know. I dig it. What do you guys think? Almost done. Just have to do that hot pink wash. Yeah, maybe. I think we're done. If you guys want to color this and give it a shot, and maybe you're like, Nick went red and he's an idiot, and I'm gonna prove him wrong by coloring this whole thing hot pink. If you're at home and you're sitting there and you're thinking that, you know, show me how it's done. Put your money where your mouth is. If you search for #ColorsJam on Twitter, you will find it. It's posted in my Discord under Flatted Pages for Practice. You can find it there. By all means, give it a shot. If you are excited about what you did, post it up on Twitter. You know, under the #ColorsJam, and everybody's sharing it. Everybody's like talking about what they're doing. We talked about it a little bit in the beginning of the stream, but it's a good way to promote your work. All these kind of like hashtags, by the way. You already colored his leather plaid. You dig mine though. Thanks. All these kind of like hashtags on Twitter are a great way to promote your work. So if you're looking to get your work out there, you're looking to get eyeballs on it, like #VisibleWomen, #Portfolio Day, like all that stuff that like floats around. If you're participating in like Twitter and stuff like that, like you will see these hashtags float around. Participate in as many of them as you can. If you're a colorist, ColorsJam's a good way to get your eyeballs, like, or get your work side by side with other professional colorists who are like doing the jam, like myself. So you can, like, you know, put your money where your mouth is, stack up among the also working. I don't know. At any rate, I think this came out pretty good. Good for a one and done. I don't know what we're gonna color next. Maybe a beauty cover. We're gonna figure that out. The beauty cover looks a little involved. We might not do that on stream because it might take me a little while to like rack my brain around it. I don't know. We'll figure out something. I'm gonna color something tomorrow. But until then, keep making comics. I'll see you tomorrow, and then maybe we'll play some Genesis games on the weekend. That sounds dope. We should do that. Thanks for hanging out, everyone. See you tomorrow.